Hey, what is up everybody? Blaze Experience here for you guys in the video of Black Clover Mobile. Inside today's video, guys, we are going to be going over Charmy's whole kit and over her guide here. Pretty much going over anything that you guys want to know, whether it's talents, gear sets, her skills, what she does, anything like that, of course. And yeah, just giving you guys the best thing that you could pretty much want to look for if you're going to build this character. So without further ado, we're going to jump straight into it. But before I get straight into it, actually, so I'm sorry for lying to you. I gotta say this, y'all are doing absolutely amazing with the support. I'm not gonna lie, I woke up this morning and seeing the support on that last video was actually kind of insane. I knew it was gonna get a little bit big, but I didn't think it was gonna get crazy there. So you guys seem to really enjoy the PvP type showcases as well. So I'll be sure to do more of those for you guys with team suggestions as well. So surely do look forward to that. Without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into the video. Alright, so I'm on my CA account to do this little showcase here for at least Charmy and pretty much talk about it. So Charmy Swimsuit, who used to be a S3 unit, is now an S2 unit, and she is an absolute threat to anyone she faces here. This character is a crazy good support where she has continuous healing all the time, some awesome buffs here, as well as just pretty much is just that one thorn in someone's side, especially if you have a really stally good team here. So starting off with this character's skills here, we're going to go over her skill 1, which her skill 1 itself is absolutely amazing. And this one is a Cumulus Cloud here, in which gives you continuous HP recovery based on 12% of your max HP for 2 turns. Now alongside this, she is able to give you a 45% chance of getting most likely a SP buff back here. And if you upgrade it, you get you some HP recovery, which is absolutely crazy. Where skill 2 here, she's able to do something called Shaved Ice, which is an AoE heal with continuously HP recovery here, based off once again her max HP for 2 turns. At the same time, it could also remove an instance of continuous damage, so things like burn or poison, it could remove those type of deals here, and you're getting some nice HP recovery off of that as well. With the special skill called Barbecue Party here, Charmy is able to continuously heal everyone on her team by 20% of her max HP for 2 turns, while also granting a buff of increased defense level 3 for 2 turns, and also going ahead and giving you a 45% chance to grant all allies a SP recovery buff. Of course, she does have her combined attack, which is also kind of nice as well, increasing magic attack level 5, but also gives them a 50% chance to get their SP back. This character has it all, and I have to say, definitely with all the HP recovery and continuation HP recovery here, she makes herself known to be one of the most annoying healers or supporter in the absolute game here. Now, if you wanted to go ahead and just take off the skill priority or go with the skill priority, which ones you would end up doing, I personally would say go ahead and go for these S2 here, because the S2 is an AoE heal that is absolutely amazing, and if paired with the right talent, of course, you could refresh this S2 quite often to then be able to spam it and get your continuous heal all the time. After you go with the S2, I definitely suggest going ahead and getting your special up. Getting that extra SP bonus and increased defense is absolutely nice, while also having some extra HP recovery. I do also recommend on maxing out all of her skills, to be honest, because even the skill 1 is absolutely amazing, giving you HP recovery on the lowest ally here, of course, with some nice HP recovery bonuses as well with the upgrade effects. If you did want to go ahead and leave something not upgraded, the combined skill you don't have to upgrade. It is just kind of like a bonus thing there, so you very well could just leave this unupgraded if you very do like so. But alright, now that we went over her skills and at least her skill priority here, the next thing we're going to go over is her Grimoires. Now, unfortunately on my CA, I was not lucky enough to get her Grimoire here, so we are going to have to, of course, read off her Grimoire from the glossary here to show you guys exactly what it does, because this is definitely by far, I want to say, her best skill page, seeing that, of course, it is in addition to her skill 2 as well. So if we go ahead and take a look at this here, or skill 1 immediately, skill 2, I was right. Skill 2 as well here, she ends up actually getting a crit resistance buff here as well added on, which is absolutely amazing, especially seeing you're going to be spamming that skill 2 a lot. If paired with the right talent here, this is actually very, very much so annoying. But alongside with the skill 2 being buffed here, with her regular passive skill, she's actually granting 10% reduced damage taken, equal to the amount of HP if she is at least 90% or higher. Now, if you know Charmy like I know Charmy, if you have her built fully well, she's not really going to leave that zone of 90%, and it's going to be really easy to get that back and just continuously have that reduced damage taken. So that is by far her best stinking card, without the least, at least to me, that's definitely her best card. Now for her secondary card or grimoire that you guys would like to go with, you could very well go with the Adventurer's Journal here, which I'm using, increasing her overall max HP, which helps you out with the overall healing. It does help out quite a lot, so I will say that's pretty much so worth it as well if you really did want to. But of course, there is another solution that you could possibly go against, and that is also with the Breath of Wind. I was using this at first on my other Charmy, of course on I want to say global, and it does help out with the status element immunity as well, give you some nice HP recovery. But overall, it's kind of weird. So I mean, like, you could very well use it. It's not a bad suggestion, but it is kind of the worst of the worst when it comes down to the SSRs. Now, if you don't have any SSR cards whatsoever here, you could very well use Backlight of Leaf here, which grants you immunity to that stun, which is absolutely amazing, while also granting you some nice max HP for HP recovery as well. So surely don't rule yourself out if you don't have any of those SSR cards. All right, so going over her next thing here, and which is going to be the gear that we're going to be talking about here. For her gear here, I mainly went with the 6 set. There's actually 3 different ways that you can just actually build this character here. And one of the ways I went with was just straight up HP. HP has not done me wrong so far whatsoever. Inside of PvP, before they reset it on CA here, I was definitely top of Legend 24/7, and it was pretty easy to do so, and I didn't even have to attack. She would literally sit there, heal up my defense team, which was pretty much the stall team, which is, if you guys want to know what that is, currently I have a 5-star William. You're going to use Charmy, and then of course you would use Lotus and just Mars, and you will live ages. If you want it, you could very well actually get rid of you can go ahead and get rid of Mars here. You could, Lotus here, and you could very well just use Mars. And Noelle does come in handy as well, seeing you do have that nice barrier as well as the counter attack if you did want to, but she does wonders with this set anyways. Now that's also because I do have her somewhat duped as well, but even without the duping here, she does do good with this set on. Now of course, if you wanted something more stable and you wanted something a little bit more doable, I guess you can call it, you would end up going ahead and actually I'll just go ahead and unequip all these guys here, and then you would go ahead and look for, I would at least say, the speed here, the defense, and then most likely if you wanted to HP. I unfortunately don't have any HP, but if you are on global, there is a set that is HP recovery that you get from the event set that you could very well use here. That's actually kind of nice to do so. So of course, if you wanted to do something like that, that would be great. But for the most part, all you got to do, just go ahead and stack on as many of these up here if you want. Definitely would say just the straight little HP pieces are perfectly fine. You don't need to run anything else, to be honest, in my opinion. Some others might tell you otherwise, in which, hey, it is what it is, what you want to do at the end of the day. Not gonna babysit with that part of the thing here, but like, yeah, it is what you want to do at the end of the day. So truly don't take it with a grain of salt if you don't want to do full HP. All right, so now that we've talked about the HP set that you could possibly use, you are able to use the 2 sets of each, which is 1 HP piece, and then of course a magic attack piece of your choice. That would be HP defense, and then go ahead and go with speed to at least get back up to the plate to end up healing your entire team as well. All right, so now that we went over this here, I'm gonna go over the accessories actually as well. I currently have her on defense, but you want to really just pack her up as much HP as possible. If possible, for some defense stats, it does help her out. All right, so getting into her dupes, is it worth duping this character? This character's an absolute monster when she actually is duped here. Going from at least her level 1, she gets a 600 buff with HP and defense. Then her level 2 gets the 1,600 at least 1.6k for CC, getting a buff in HP and defense again, while also getting her HP recovery buff here. In which what this is at the end of an ally's turn, it would end up granting 3% of her max HP as HP recovery to an ally with the lowest HP ratio. Now that's kind of freaking crazy, especially when you want to think about it, and that's literally at the every end of the turn here. You're constantly healing your weakest person, or at least your people who are very low. Going up some more, of course, that's 600 more CC, then 679 more CC, while also giving you some damage resistance. And then finally the big boy level, which I would only say most likely Wells are doing this here. At the end of the turn, you get 10% of your max HP as HP recovery to the ally with the lowest HP ratio, which is quite a lot of HP. So So that's absolutely amazing. Her dupes are actually crazy and probably the best out of the 3. All right, so going with her talents. Now talents I never worked on her for CA, but I am working on them at least on global here. Gonna go with talents. Go ahead and make sure you're using the increased M attack one here, as well as battle frenzy if you do want. You could very well use ferocity, but this is only for bossing. So I mean, like, if you want to use her for bossing a little bit, sure, but mainly just these two. Any two with at least magic attack is what you're gonna want to have when it does come down to this character. Now coming down to the ones that you would use on the green one here, I would definitely suggest do the damage resistance as well as the skill 2 enhancement. As I did say, if you do have this card or have the card and then have a certain thing on your talents here, you're able to spam this skill 2 as much as possible and get the most of it. It is a 20% chance to do it, but I promise you that 20% isn't as low as you think it is, because it procs more often than you think. In which a good example of this is, I was actually fighting my brother recently and he had this on his William, and I swear that man used his skill 2 every single round. It's very, very so annoying and makes her kind of a little bit of a hassle to deal with. Now, if you wanted, you could pair, of course, the damage resistance with the swiftness. That is not too bad either. You could also go with these two as well, seeing that she's getting more HP recovery as well as the swiftness. I personally would still say the best one is going to be these two, so you're able to spam that skill 2 and keep your whole team over on mounts that you needed. All right, now if you wanted to go with the casual amount, you could just go ahead and go with the defense here. But I'll be honest, there is one that I'm looking for here, and which is the max HP. Max HP is probably the best one, I would say, out of this, because of course she heals based on her max HP. These would be pretty decent because one's for PvE, one's also for PvP/PvE, and I would think this one's really the best one. But of course, if you don't want to have any more HP and you just wanted to tank a little bit more, defense percent also does work out, but you would end up using it with this one as well. So surely do. All right, so now we went over the things when it comes down to her talents here and everything like that. This character is absolutely crazy. She's one of the few characters that I like the most here. Some teams that I personally say run with her, I think I have a team kind of built here currently. Yes, this one. This team is actually kind of cracked. I've been rocking it inside of PvP for a defense team for quite a long time, and it works like an absolute charm here. You ended up presetting the skills somewhat like this here. I have him doing his regular ultimate, but if you really just want to be a little bit of a staller and be a little bit of a person who's not so nice, you could very well do something like this. So he manages to use the combo skill here, getting that nice taunt here, as well as mainly getting them to focus himself to make sure they can't do anything whatsoever. That does work. Now for William here, you would end up not actually using it this way. It's kind of set up different, but you would end up actually going ahead and being a really stally person. And I would definitely suggest using his ultimate first, then of course his at least upgrade, and if he does lose his partner, which is the Charmy, you could very well use his chain skill. As for Charmy herself, let her do whatever she wants. You could have her use her skill 1 on turn 1, or you can go ahead and keep her this way. I say keep her with her ultimate first and then her skill 2, and it is absolutely amazing. He gets the job done quite easily with this team, so of course if you want to run this team, it does work out. But very well do know that William, his dupes don't fully matter, but they do make a high difference. Now of course, if you wanted to go ahead and use something else, you could very well do so. As I did say earlier, we go ahead and take out Mars here, and you would do something a little bit different. Now with this team here that I'm going to look for, let's see if I can find the character. Did I pass them? Oh, here it is, Noelle. Go ahead and put Noelle here instead, and that's mainly only just because if we go ahead and do something like this, we no longer are using the combo ultimate. What we're going to be using for the most part is just his regular ultimate, this here immediately, and that's it. Everything else is just going to fall into play with the barriers and things like that, and it will do pretty good, to be honest with you. It does really well if you run this team as well. So those are two teams that you could possibly have. If you do want more team suggestions, really do tell me down below in the comment section, and we'll get that done. But without further ado, you guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, smash that like button with your forehead and consider subscribing if you are new. I do daily videos on Black Clover Mobile. You guys might see another one later on tonight. But till then, peace out.